Good day everyone. Week 5 for our MSTE review. So in this week, we'll be discussing plane geometry and trigonometry. Okay, so let's begin to review the principles, some of the principles that we are be needing on solving problems. The algebraic sign of trigonometric functions. So please take note of this one. We have this some common problems in board exam. Binibigay lang ito. The verse sign, the cover sign, and hover sign. Okay, so we have other trigonometric functions pa dito. I did not include. Ito lang mga common. Okay? So, if you want to take deeper on these trigonometric functions, then you can go on with the formula books. Okay. So, the sine law. The law of sine. So, quick recap lang. We all know that the law of sine has a constant that is the side over the sine of the opposite angle. Yan yung constant sa sine law. Okay? So, that would be A over sine of A is equals to B over sine of B is equals to C over sine of C. That is the constant in this sine law. Now, did you know that this constant is just equals to the diameter of the circumscribing circle? Okay? If that triangle is circumscribed by a circle, then the diameter of that circle is just equals to the sine law. That is the constant in the sine law. Okay? So, that is a very useful principle then when dealing geometry problems. Okay. Now, the law of cosine naman, so, again, recap lang. So, that is the squared of the side is equals to the sum of the squared of the adjacent side minus twice of this product of the adjacent side, then cosine of the opposite angle of that side. Okay, when dealing this A, then the opposite angle is A, no? That's why we have these formulas. Okay? So, take note of that. Now, when one of the angles in the triangle will be 90 degrees, let's say, let's have angle C as 90 degrees here. Then, take note that cosine of 90 is equals to 0. Then, this whole term here will be cancelled out. That's why we have the Pythagorean theorem. C squared is equals to A squared plus B squared. Yan yung general. Okay, ito yung general, yung cosine law. Then, makakancel lang ito when the angle at C is 90 degrees. Okay? Okay, now let's have the elements of the triangle. Okay, the area of the triangle is equals to 1/2 of the reference base times height. Okay, so let's generalize this one. So, the base is this one. If this B is our base, then the height should be the altitude, no? That should be perpendicular to this base to the vertex. Yan yung definition ng H dyan, the altitude. Now, if we are to use C as our base, if we are to use the side C as our base, then our H should be oriented in this way. Should be 90 degrees with the side or the referred base, then projected sa vertex. Okay? Or, if yung A ang ating reference base, then H should be oriented in this way. Okay? So, yan yung general formula ng area of the triangle. Lahat is nadederive dito. Or, if the orientation of a triangle is in this form, ganito, we can just use the same pa rin. Ito yung B, then our H should be perpendicular to this base pa rin. Kahit nasa labas yung H natin. Basta perpendicular siya with the referred base in this case. Okay? So, please understand that one. Now, also, we have a formula. Hero's formula. The area of the triangle is equals to that one. No? As you can see in the notations, then yung S is the semi-perimeter. Okay, quick review lang. Now, median of a triangle. So, median of a triangle is from the vertex to the opposite side, then it will divide that opposite side by 2. Okay, so for example, if we have this vertex A connected to the opposite side, then this opposite side will be divided by 2. Okay, it will be connected to the midpoint of this opposite side. Yan yung median of A. Okay, median of B naman, in this case, from point B to the opposite side B, then it will divide this side by 2. The same sa C. Okay, that one. Now we have a relationship between this median line to the sides given. So yun. For MA, the median of A is given by this formula. It is a derived formula. And actually, we are not obliged to use this because we can just use or we can just solve the median line by trigonometry or geometry. It's up to us. Okay, but for maximizing our time, of course, mas maganda if ma-memorize natin to. Okay? The same sa B and the same sa C. Parang may pattern yan, as you can see. So, it's up to you na how you do pattern in memorizing these formulas. Okay. Now, the point of intersection of the three, yan yung tinatawag nating centroid. Okay? That is the centroid. The intersection of the median lines. Okay. Now, we have altitudes of the triangle. So, altitudes of the triangle, as I have said kanina, that is perpendicular to the referred base. Okay? So, considering this side A, then its altitude should be perpendicular sa side na ito. That should be 90 degrees. And for side B, by the way, this is H sub A, no? And for side B, that should be perpendicular to B, the same rin sa C. That should be perpendicular sa side C. Okay? And again, we have a derived relationship between these altitudes and the ating sides. And this point of intersection of the three, yan yung tinatawag nating orthocenter. From the word ortho means perpendicular. Okay? Okay, ito yung relationship nila. For HA, we have that. For HB, we have that. For HC, we have this formula. Ang nagbabago lang sa kanila yung denominator. And this 80 is the area of the triangle. Okay? Now, angle bisectors. Okay, for those three na pinakita ko, including this, ito yung medyo, for me, ito yung mas tedious isolve, no? Mas mahaba yung solutions in this kind of problem. Okay, so angle bisector, that is a line that is bisecting the included angle between two sides. Okay, for example, this one, this line will bisect this angle. If we have this angle alpha total, then that will be a alpha over 2. Hahatiin ng line na yan. The same dito. Let's call that beta 2. And dito rin. Let's call that theta over 2. Okay. Okay. Tawagin na lang natin mga notations nila as B sub A, B sub B, and B sub C. Ito yung mga relation natin between the angle bisector and the sides, no? The same sa B and the same sa C. So, it's up to you how you manage to memorize this one. And that S again is the semi-perimeter. Okay? Now, the point of intersection again with the three lines is called the incenter. Okay? So, at least you know that because some of the problems, kailangan nating maintindihan yung mga notation or terminologies nila. Okay? So, marami pang ibang klaseng theorems na dapat nyong malaman. But as far as I'm concerned, pwede naman nating paglaruan yung mga theorems na ito na ipapakita ko sa inyo. Okay? Okay, let's have a general quadrilateral. Okay, so as you can see, quadrilateral is 4 sides, no? So, quadrilateral can be a square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, okay, trapezoid. But here, I will just show you the general quadrilateral. Okay, so if given yung diagonals D1 and D2, then the area of a quadrilateral can be calculated by this one. 1/2 of D1, D2, then sine of the theta. Theta is the included angle, as you can see in the figure. Okay, if 4 sides is given naman, then we can solve this one using this formula. It is like the Hero's formula in triangle, no? But we have a additional factor dito, formula, cosine squared of alpha. And that alpha is the average of the sum of the two opposite angles. In this case, the opposite here is A and C, then the average is divide natin siya by 2. The same rin sa B and D. Opposite sila, mag-i-equal lang yan. Okay? Now, cyclic quadrilateral. So, cyclic quadrilateral are quadrilaterals that can be inscribed in a circle, in this case. So, all of the vertex of the quadrilateral will touch the periphery of the circle. Okay? Okay, so this is the important formulas or theorems here. So, the sum of the opposite sides should be equals to 180 degrees. Okay? The same dito, B and D. Dapat equal sila to 180 degrees. And the area is ito. Hero's formula, actually the same siya kanina, but natanggal lang yung term na minus AB CD cosine squared alpha. Bakit? That is because of this one. Diba? Alpha is the average of the sum, the sum of the average of these two. If we will divide this one by 2, then magiging 90 yan. Then cosine of 90, again, that will be 0. Kaya natanggal yung term dito sa last part. Okay? Now, ito rin, importanteng theorem. Mapapadali yung mga calculations natin dito. Ptolemy's theorem. So, the Ptolemy's theorem is just equals to the, ganito yan, the product of two diagonals is equals to the sum of the product of two opposite sides of the cyclic quadrilateral. That one. Okay, D1 and D2 is equals to AC and BD. Okay? Please understand that. Now, let's have trapezoid. So, trapezoid can be generalized, no? There are two parallel sides. Trapezoid is also a quadrilateral. So, the trapezoid, there are two only parallel sides. Okay, and it will be this area, the area of the trapezoid can be calculated by this one. Okay, so trapezoid can be in this form also. Ganyan. As long as may dalawang parallel sides. Okay? So, ang take note lang, yung H niya is the perpendicular between the two parallel lines. Okay? Perpendicular. Now, we have some common problems in the board exam, in the CE board exam na we are to find the ano yung tinatawag dyan? Parallel line na that will divide this line, divide the area of the trapezoid by 2. Okay, yan yung common lumalabas sa board exam. Okay, for example, we are to divide this trapezoid into area 1 and area 2. Then, yung pinapahanap is the dividing line, this one. Okay, common yan sa board exam natin. So, length of the dividing line can be calculated by this formula. So, mamaya, or on our sample problems, ipapakita natin how to deal with these formulas. Okay? And M and N here is the ratio of area 1 and area 2, or yung paano natin siya dinivide. Okay. Now, let's have theorems on circles. Okay, if this is the center O of the circle, then if we project this center to any point at the circle, then that line is the radius. And if we are to extend this one, and another radius will be drawn, then we have the relationship, no? The diameter is twice of the radius, of course. Then, if we are to draw any line from that circle, okay, that only touch the periphery of the circle, yan yung tinatawag nating chord. And chord can be in any orientation. It can be this one, it can be this one, as long as it touches 2 points on the periphery of the circle. Or, it can be the diameter of the circle, that one. The diameter of the circle is the largest chord on the circle. Okay, but to be specific, tatawagin talaga siyang diameter. Okay. Now, we have this one. Anong tawag dito? Okay, if a line only touches at one point of the circle, that is called the tangent lines. No? And observe this, that the tangent line of a circle will be always perpendicular to the radius of that circle. Always yan. No? Tangent lines on the circle is always perpendicular to the radius. Kahit anong orientation yan. Kahit dyan, kahit dito, or even here. Okay? Now, we have also this one, the second line. So, unlike chords, actually may similarity sila sa chord, but in the second line is, it will go through or pass through the periphery of the circle. Lalagpas siya. Yan yung second line. It can be in this orientation, this one, or even ganyan. Okay? Let's move on. So, let's have the property of the chord. If we have two chords that will be intersecting at point P, then we have this relationship between the two chords. Okay, look at this one. The product of this line, PA and PB, is equals to the product of PC and PD. Okay? Actually, it can be derived, but mas mabuting ma-memorize na lang na talaga natin to. That is for us to maximize our time in solving. Okay? Well, if you have a plenty of time before your board exam, then you can just prove this one. Okay. How about property of seconds? So, okay, unlike chords, seconds are chords that kumbaga lalagpas sa boundary ng circle, no? Like this one. Parang nakat niya yung circle. Okay, these are 2 second lines. So, the property of seconds is this one. Okay, observe this one. From P to B multiplied by from P to A. This one times the total length of the second, okay, should be equals to this one, PD, multiplied by the total second line dito, PC. Okay, understand that one. What if gawin nating tangent yung isang line? Okay, so this one is tangent, this one is second. So the property of second tangent is the tangent is squared lang natin yan. PA squared, then the second, the same lang pa rin. PD multiplied by PC, total length. Okay, understand that one. Well, if these two lines are tangent, are both tangent, then that these two lines are equal lang. Okay, that should be equal. And again, if we are to project this one to the center, then we have 90 degrees here and 90 degrees dito. Okay? Now, let's have this one. Imagine 2 points on the circle, then i-project natin siya in the center of the circle. So, it will induce and inscribe angle theta. Okay? So, that included angle, yan yung tinatawag nating central angle. Okay? So, correct me, that is not inscribed pala. That is central angle from the word center. Okay? Center of the circle. Now, again, if these 2 points is connected to another point on this circle, that one, then it will have an inscribed angle. Ito na yung inscribed angle alpha natin. From that 2 points, i-connect natin in 1 point dyan, line. And by the way, ito yung tinatawag nating intercepted arc. Okay? Intercepted arc. Now, these 2 angles, the central angle and the inscribed angle has relationship. That is, the central angle is twice to the inscribed angle. Dapat lang, they have the same intercepted arc. Okay? Kahit anong orientation dyan. It can be this one. The same lang yan. The same talaga yung relationship nila as long as the same yung intercepted arc nila. It can be this one. Okay? Or anywhere dyan. Anywhere that will vary dito. Outside the intercepted arc natin. Okay. Now, let's have the radius of the circle. So, if this circle is circumscribing a triangle, then that radius can be calculated by this formula. No? Given yung sides ABC divided by 4 area of this triangle. Yung R natin dito is the radius of the circumscribing circle. Okay? If the circle naman is inscribed, that means nasa loob yung circle natin sa triangle. Then, ito yung relationship natin. The radius of that inscribed circle is equals to the area of the triangle divided by the semi-perimeter. And the semi-perimeter is given by this formula. And we have also this one. Lumabas din to sa board exam. Radius of circle, inscribed naman yung circle. That means, nasa labas yung circle and only one side of the triangle touches the circle at one. Look at the orientation and understand that one. Okay? So, actually, the same lang siya sa inscribed, but dito, may minus isa. Minus A. Kung ano yung nag-touch sa ating triangle, yan yung i-minus natin. As you can see dito, the first slide, AT over S. Pag inscribe. Pag ascribe naman, nasa labas, then i-minus lang natin yung nag-touch sa triangle. Okay. So, this one naman, okay, some miscellaneous formulas. At least man lang, alam nyo to. Memorize this one. Okay. Take note of that. Okay, so these problems, sample problems will be on our next videos na lang.